Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Christine. Today we are talking about 5 myths, common misconceptions about skincare for acne prone or oily skin. This video is also not sponsored. It was very important for me to give you guys my unbiased thoughts, advice, and product recommendations. So before we go ahead and get started, first make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and the little notification bell. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I have very oily acne prone skin, but I also have very sensitive skin. The reason I wanted to make that switch is I actually have such sensitive skin that by using like clean or non-toxic products, it has helped my skin so much. And I actually did recently upload a full face of clean beauty video where I dived a little bit deeper into why I'm switching to clean beauty. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the myths / common misconceptions about skincare for oily or acne prone skin and things that you can do instead. The number one myth that I want to talk about first is in order to effectively fight blemishes, you have to spot treat them. This is actually incorrect, and most of the time I don't use a spot treatment, and the reason for that is I actually use a lot of AHAs and BHAs. If you guys don't know what that is, they are like a chemical exfoliant. These are products that usually contain like salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide are really well-known ones, but there's also lactic acid, glycolic acid, azelaic acid. Spot treatments usually have a high concentration of most commonly salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide. The reason why I don't like using spot treatments is I find that it really dries out my skin. One way that I treat my blemishes and breakouts is actually to use products that contain these acids that I can apply to my entire face. Usually these products have a much lower concentration of these acids, and it's not nearly as aggressive or irritating as spot treatments are. That's the reason why I don't use spot treatments, just because I find that when I have a good cleanser and moisturizer that contain the acids that really gently exfoliate my skin, I just find that that helps my skin so much more. It helps me to get that even skin tone and smooth looking skin without overly drying or irritating any certain spots on my face. I did recently do a summer favorites video, and so that was all the products that I was loving in the summer, and there's a lot of really great skincare in there that really helped my skin. If you guys want like an updated skincare routine, let me know. Boscia has like a complexion clearing cleanser that is really good. It comes in a blue bottle and it has a small percentage of salicylic acid, but that cleanser is incredible. I also recently started cleansing my face for a whole minute, and that just helps all the ingredients to really absorb into your skin and you get all of the benefits. That has helped my skin a whole lot. That cleanser is also incredible, and it does have that ingredient in it, so you don't want to use it every single morning and night. The second myth that I want to talk about is for people with oily or acne prone skin, you should only use products that are oily or acne prone skin specific. You don't need to use products labeled for oily skin or acne prone skin for it to be effective. And I feel like salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide are so commonly touted as like the best things to fight your acne, and you kind of have to find out what works best for your skin. The Boscia cleanser that I was talking about and this Paula's Choice toner both contain salicylic acid, and they both help my skin a lot. But a lot of the cleansers that you buy from the drugstore that are labeled as like acne fighting products, a lot of the time they're just super generic and they have really high concentrations of whatever acid it is, and that's not really good for your skin. Again, you want to go really gentle. I have found products that work really well with my skin, and I love glycolic acid toners. Those are one of my favorite things and one of the biggest things that I attribute my clear skin to. The Youth to the People kombucha toner, and that is amazing. I've talked about it in so many of my skincare videos, and it's so good for really gently exfoliating and cleaning your skin. Another toner that I really like is the Paula's Choice BHA toner. That one really helps to prevent my breakouts and even out my texture as well. So find an ingredient that helps with you and that reacts well with your skin, and find products that contain that ingredient. Products that are acne fighting contain the ingredients that work the best with my skin. For me, glycolic acid works really well for my skin, but just because I'm not using salicylic acid does not mean I'm not actively fighting off my breakouts. Find whatever ingredients that work really well and react really well with your skin, and that can be your acne fighting products. The third myth is that you need to physically exfoliate your skin to clear the texture. I recently uploaded a video up in the corner. I had like this rash that broke out across my forehead, and that was a It's a skin condition called dermatitis, and it actually flared up because I went swimming in Lake Washington back in Seattle. I just had a lot of like bacteria buildup in my skin, and it caused me to have a ton of little bumps all over my forehead. I feel like it's such a common misconception that when you have a breakout like that you need to use scrubs and abrasively like rub it to smooth out your skin. When I actually went in with some scrubs and physical exfoliators, it actually made my skin a lot worse, and it caused the bumps to get more angry and red. Especially if you have bigger breakouts all over your face, you want to make sure that you're not spreading that bacteria or opening up any of those blemishes and causing that bacteria to spread. My favorite way to exfoliate is by using chemical exfoliants. Some of my favorite ways to chemically exfoliate are glycolic acids, so those ones that I talked about earlier. Bliss also has Incredipeel peel pads, and those have glycolic acid in them as well. So I will actually use those pads about once a week. Those are really great because they have such a high concentration of glycolic acid that it really helps to chemically exfoliate my skin. It helps to break down a lot of the texture and helps to smooth and even out my skin a lot. Another product that I really like is Pharmacy Honeymoon Glow. That one has lactic acid, and that's also a really great BHA to help chemically exfoliate your skin. And every time I use that, I just wake up with the smoothest, softest looking skin. So I would highly recommend looking into good chemical exfoliant. One thing to look out for when you're looking for a physical exfoliant, you don't want it to be super abrasive, especially if you have active breakouts. I would just avoid physical exfoliants in general. I actually don't use a physical scrub that often, but if I do, Dr. Robux makes a really great one. So yeah, it goes back to being really gentle with your skin, and maybe instead of using a physical exfoliant, maybe opt for a chemical exfoliant. The fourth myth that I want to talk about is if you have oily skin or acne prone skin, you should not use oils. First of all, I love oils. I love using an oil cleanser. You guys know, if you have watched any of my skincare videos, I love double cleansing. I also love going in with a facial oil at night because it just helps my cell turnover. It helps all of the scars and hyperpigmentation on my face to fade really quickly. A lot of you guys ask me all the time how my skin bounces back so quickly, and whenever I have blemishes and they leave a scar, my scarring usually goes away really quick, and the reason why they do is because of facial oils. I also really love rosehip oil. Back when I was breaking out a lot, I feel like rosehip oil was the #1 thing that helped my scars fade the quickest. Oils that you want to make sure that you use are non-comedogenic, so those are oils that won't clog your pores or break you out. So you shouldn't avoid oils in general. They can actually be really great for your skin. I actually have found that through using oils and oil cleansers, it actually has helped my skin become less oily. The fifth and the last myth that I want to talk about is makeup causes acne. Some people are under the impression that you need to let your skin breathe. I actually wear more makeup than I ever did in my entire life, and I have the best skin that I've ever had in my entire life. One reason that might be is because now I'm taking really good care of my skin, and I know what ingredients works really well with my skin, and I also am making sure that I am thoroughly cleansing my face at night to make sure that all of the products, all of the makeup and the residue is completely off of my skin. So as long as you are taking care of your skin, and when you put on makeup, just making sure that you completely remove it at the end of the night. I can't control hormonal breakouts, but I can control when I break out from leaving product on my skin or not cleansing my skin thoroughly. I always double cleanse, especially when I'm wearing SPF or makeup. That just ensures that you break down all the products and make sure that your skin is completely cleansed. Also, going off of that, you don't need to use makeup that is like acne fighting or made for acne prone skin. I think all of those products are such gimmicks, and you don't need that. As long as you have good skincare, you can use makeup that agrees well with your skin, but you can use makeup that don't have active ingredients in it because you don't really need that, you know. So those are all the myths that I want to talk about, but I do have a couple other tips I wanted to offer you. My #1 tip is to use products slowly. I know that it is very tempting to want to try out all these new products, do whatever you can to try to fix your skin, but oftentimes that may be aggravating your skin even more. Because I get so many new products all the time and I'm constantly testing new skincare products, I actually incorporate things very slowly into my routine. So I would try like a new serum and use that with the skincare that I was currently using for about a week to 2 weeks to see if that serum agrees well with my skin. Because if you're using a whole new routine every single time, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what product is breaking you out or what product is effective. And so I just find it easiest to incorporate one one product at a time. Once you can see that it is really effective and works well with your skin, you can slowly start incorporating other products. Another tip that I have is to use SPF. And I feel like so many people talk about this, dermatologists talk about it, and you see so many like influencers and skincare girls talking about it. If you're concerned about scarring, hyperpigmentation, it can be prevented by wearing SPF. And when you have dark spots or acne scars and you go out in your skin darkens and those dark spots actually get darker. So to prevent that, wear SPF. I love Supergoop sunscreens. I have used their like physical sunscreen and their like clear primer looking sunscreen. I also think Murad makes really beautiful sunscreens that don't break me out. Paula's Choice also has a really good sunscreen, so I'll go ahead and put some like product pop-ups here, and I'll go ahead and link all the products that I talk about down below as well. Make sure you're investing in a good sunscreen. Apply it every single day, even if it's a cloudy day or it's rainy or you're not even sure you're gonna go out or not. Use a sunscreen because it is such an easy thing that you can do and it helps protect your skin. And I use sunscreen every single day. I'm turning 25 very soon. My skin looks really youthful now, but I want my skin to continue looking like this in 10, 20 years. It's just such an easy thing that you can do. Please take it seriously. Use sunscreen every single day. Another tip that I want to add is sometimes when you have a blemish and you can see that it's like ready to pop, first of all, you don't want to go at any pimples that aren't ready to pop. If it doesn't have a whitehead, don't pick at your skin. But if you absolutely need to, or if you see that it is like ready to burst, my favorite tip is to grab a tissue between your fingers and I will actually wrap my fingers in it just like that, and then if I wanted to, use that to squeeze out any of the blemishes that I have. The reason why I do that is when you use your fingers, there is a lot of bacteria on your skin, on your fingertips, on your nails, and when you are going in with your fingers and trying to break that skin, you actually have bacteria that are on your fingertips or on your nails that are spreading in that area. By wrapping your fingers in the tissues, it just helps prevent the spread of bacteria, and that way you don't have like such a small pressure point. It's more of a like cushion situation that helps the pimple to pop, and at the same time you're not spreading bacteria. So only if you absolutely need to, use a tissue. Another tip that I have is to watch what you eat. Diet absolutely affects how your skin looks. I actually made the decision to cut out dairy completely, and ever since I cut out dairy, my skin has been looking so good. I used to break out a lot around my chin area, and ever since I cut out dairy, I don't break out on my chin at all anymore. So if you're eating a lot of like fast foods, junk food, ramen, dairy, try cutting them out for a week and see if you notice any difference. Maybe try and eat a little bit healthier, drink a little bit more water, and that really helps as well. So my last little tidbit that I want to say is your acne does not define you. Your acne is not your fault, and I feel like it's such a common misconception that people with acne or breakouts don't take care of themselves, but there's so many different types of acne. I get hormonal acne, and no matter what I do, I always break out around my time of the month, and I just can't help it. And just because your skin is breaking out or because you have bad skin, it doesn't mean that you don't take care of yourself. If you suffer from acne as well, maybe just to be a little bit more mindful of other people that are going through the same thing. You may or may not know, but I'm actually part of the Sephora squad, and I recently went to their studios and did a skincare IGTV with them that they posted. I'll go ahead and link that down below if you guys are interested in seeing that. A lot of the people that I saw that were commenting on my Sephora IGTV, we're talking about how like my skin looks so bad in the video and how it looked like I didn't even know what I was talking about. They were saying stuff like, why should I follow her skincare advice if she doesn't even have good skin? Those can be hurtful things. Like for me, I don't care because I understand where those people are coming from and that they don't know what they're talking about, so I'm not affected by it. But maybe be a little bit more mindful, and before you say anything hurtful on social media, before you want to talk smack about someone with bad skin, maybe put yourself in their shoes, but also at the same time, take it easy on yourself and realize that your skin is not who you are. It's not your fault, and sometimes you can't help it. So the best that you can do is maybe to use skincare products that have great ingredients that work really well for your skin. Watch where you eat. Use SPF. Glycolic acid can be your best friend. And if salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide don't work for you, don't use them. Those are all the tips that I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Let me know down below if there's anything that I talked about that you might have more questions on, or if you want to see like an in-depth skincare routine and some of the products I have been using that really help my skin. Let me know down below, and that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.